It's time to talk about one of the CDs that has impressed me the most in 2026, and this is by far Kentito's ShAdow. We are going to have a blast in this episode, so let's kick off this episode of SEIYUU Lounge. Welcome to SEIYUU Lounge, I am your host Vanessa, and in this episode let's talk about Kentito's ShAdow. This is one of the most impressive EPs I've heard so far in 2026. I'm recording these in early March, so maybe there have been others that have impressed me since then, but as it is, at the time of recording this episode, ShAdow is my candidate for Album of the Year, so let's see if there are others that will impress me more, but so far, this has been absolutely astounding. Really, whenever Kentito releases music, we know that it's going to be good. At least I know that it's going to be good. He has never failed so far, and although he has been changing music genres that he approaches, he has never veered too much towards something that you would say this doesn't fit his style, this doesn't fit his voice, because he usually veers towards music genres that fit perfectly his singing style and his skill set. ShAdow is a good example of that change or those changes happening. There is a lot of different things going on in this EP in comparison with previous ones. And I'm going to talk about those in a viewable episode or a viewable part of this episode starting now. When it comes to the best of January 2026, there's only one name that I will mention because he really swept me away. It is Kentito with ShAdow. I'm not going to dive too deep into the songs because I don't want to spoil you the experience, but this time around Kentito went a bit further away from city pop. You can tell that he's trying to define his sound and image as a solo artist, and there's much more to him than just the city pop side of his career, with which he started with Mayonaka no Love. Outstanding songs still to this day. And I still crave music like that from him, but ShAdow is slightly different. And when you go to this album, you will find at the start another Answer. So we are riddled with Answer songs this episode. But Answer is a straightforward rock song which you wouldn't be expecting coming from him as a solo artist. Now, you will be saying, but Kentito usually performs rock music with U-make. Of course he does, but for his solo career it's not something that is common. He does it at times, but it doesn't do that frequently. Once again, straightforward rock music is not really the type of rock that he has had in his repertoire as a solo artist. He has had a sort of an indie rock, softer rock type of sound. Answer is more, it is faster, it is more intense, it is really the type of song that will make you want to headbang along to instead of just lounging to it or just enjoying it in the background. This is the type of song that adds a ton of energy to a set, and I will assume that this will be performed live, and if it is, there's a ton of energy that will be brought to the set because this song is shredding from start to finish. Really awesome. But we have a couple of other songs in here that are really interesting, and I'm going to check the credits because we have Zach B here working, and I immediately spotted Zach B when I was listening to this song. It is Meaningless, the song, the second song in the CD. It is extremely vocal oriented, and when I heard the song that was extremely vocal oriented and sounded, and this I'm not kidding, it sounded like an Anthos song, I immediately had to double check the credits, and yes, it is Zach B as the lyricist and the composer for this song. Once again, a collaboration that I love seeing and hearing is Zach B working with Kentito as a solo artist. Not only they worked really well together when Anthos was around, and the songs were super tailored to the main vocals, Kentito being one of those main vocals. But now, as a solo artist, he has been collaborating with Zach B. It's not the very first collaboration they have done as a solo artist, so this is not the first, but it is one of the best. I'm going to say this is the best collaboration between Zach B and Kentito so far, because it is unbelievably good. Then we have Corpay. Corpay brings jazz to the spotlight. Super fun song. I was not expecting jazz to be a feature in this release, and it caught me completely by surprise. We wrap up, of course, with Charisma. Charisma song that ties up perfectly with Answer, coming full circle with a rock sound that is enjoyable and super fun. This, of course, has a different layer on top of it, because the sound is more, let's say, Sentai anime or Sentai series oriented in the terms of its composition. It's super exciting, super intense since the start. There are synths playing in the background, whereas in Answer the song was straightforward rock with a four-piece band. With Charisma, it's not really that thing. It's slightly different. We have synths playing in the background. It's much more approachable as a pop rock song than Answer is as a rock song. All in all, I loved this release, although I will also say that I was expecting something that was more in the lines of the previous releases in terms of the consistency across the vibes and genres, although when you look at these and you listen to ShAdow, you will understand that not only he played around with the genres, he actually varied a lot singing styles and also the vibes in the songs, but it all fit together super well. As if the songs were meant to be, even in different genres, they actually fed off each other's energy, and the CD, or the EP in this case, was flowing. When I noticed, the EP was over. This is a really good sign, because it flew by in an instant. It really is a pleasant one to listen to. No skip songs in here, which is awesome. And there's a consistency here that really makes me want to hear more from Kentito. And I feel that in this release, he actually leveled up his quality and delivered something that will make you not only super proud of it, but also super excited about what's to come. Because now that he has veered a little bit away from city pop is still there, I feel, in some capacity, but it was not the focus in this release, for sure. I feel that he's going to bring more variety, but still keeping things tight in terms of the vibe that you get from the releases, and in terms of you listening to the release itself and not feeling that this song doesn't belong here. Why is a pop song with a rock song? Why is a dance song with a jazz song? But you will make it so that all songs fit well together, even in different music genres, while he is showcasing, of course, the quality on the vocal end that he has a ton of, and it is amazing. It is amazing what he can do, it is amazing what he will probably do in next releases, and to actually have to wait every 2 years, I feel, for a release by Kentito is a bit of a pain, but you know that whenever he's going to release music, you will get something really good. ShAdow is exactly that for me. It is a standout release in January 2026, hands down the best release of 2026 so far, and a strong candidate for Album of the Year, and I'm not kidding, this is a really strong candidate for Album of the Year. To actually surpass this, I will need an artist or a band to actually perform a full-on 5 stars CD, in my opinion, of course, and be as consistent as Kentito was. This is going to be hard as nails, but I'm up for seeing that and listening to the music that will be released in 2026, the rest of the year, and see if anything matches or overcomes that quality, because I'm always open for new things that are mesmerizing, and there are so many SEIYUU artists that have the quality and the talent to match Kentito's quality or even overcome, and I'm really excited about that. But so far, Kentito's ShAdow is my strong candidate for Album of the Year. Super consistent release, varied, so it will appeal to a lot of fans and different types of fans. Even if you don't like rock music, you will have a jazz song. If you don't like jazz, you have a pop rock song. If you don't like a pop rock song, you have an R&B song. So you will have a lot to choose from. You have variety and you have also quality. And this is something that I like a whole lot, because you notice that he didn't pick the music genres just because he has to check mark on a list. You listen to those and you see that he has a strength specifically for this specific music genre, and he has been playing with this music genre for years. That's why he sounds so comfortable. Or he has been trying a lot to play in that specific music genre, or he likes to try new things, and these actually fit what he had in mind for his guitars as well as for his voice. It's amazing what he does. Every single song showcases a different strength from Kentito, and this is all the more enjoyable for me as a listener and as a fan to find him having so much fun playing around with the music genres. And even if there isn't that much consistency in terms of this is the same music genre from start to finish, you feel the consistency by the end of it all with the feelings that you get from this release. It's super cohesive, it is loungy and fun at all times, you have a lot of energy, and you have the energy being played around in different ways. I like these, I like the quality. This is, of course, the standout release in January 2026. No questions about it. As you can tell by my excitement, this is by far one of the most exciting CDs released so far in 2026. We start and finish with rock songs. The last song, Charisma, is obviously a song that is made for an anime opening, for example. Answer is a really hard-hitting rock song with a lot of speed, and it is super fun, especially if you love rock music with a ton of intensity. This is the song for you. Meaningless is the return of his collaboration with Zach B on the vocal end. We have had at least one song per EP that has Zach B helping him with either the lyrics or the composition of the song. And once again, this was something that suited him perfectly. It is a song that almost feels like it is meant to be performed by Anthos, and I love Anthos, and I'm still not over the fact that the group is no longer around. Corpa is a song that is for jazz fans like myself. I love that song, it's super fun. It is intimate in the sense that you feel that you are within a really small, sweaty jazz bar, and it fits really well. It has that atmosphere that you want to feed off, and honestly it sounds super mature and it's super well Kentito's voice. But once again, every single song in this EP fits Kentito's voice, and I love this new mature vibe that he has, even down to the cover itself. I was looking at the cover not only for Answer, the digital single, but also for ShAdow, the EP, and I love the cover. I honestly love the cover. It's something that really almost made me think this is going to change completely the music styles or the approach. And actually we had two different changes in here. The approach is slightly different from the previous EP, Sign, and by far the music genres that we have here are slightly different from what we explored in Sign, although some of those will overlap in some capacity. But there's something so exciting about this release that we didn't have in previous ones. Although I'm missing the city pop approach to his music, which we don't have any city pop songs in this EP, this was still a super fun, exciting EP. And honestly, it's a strong candidate for Album of the Year at the time of recording this episode. I don't know about you, and I would love to know about you. If you listen to ShAdow, I know that there are tons of editions here. The one that I reviewed is the D edition, which is the downloadable edition, I will assume, that is available on Spotify. So maybe you have a different edition and you have different songs, or a different cover, or more songs, I don't know. But in this case, I reviewed that version, and this was super exciting. I don't know what you thought, but I would love to know in the comments, so please let me know if you listened to ShAdow, and if you did, which is your favorite song here, and did you feel the same things that I did in terms of the maturity that he brought to his performances and the slightly different changes that he brought to the way that he performs the music or the music itself? I would love to know that in the comments. And of course, if you listened to this episode up until now, thank you so much. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up in this episode if you enjoyed the content, and that helps a ton to bring more attention to these CDs that we talked about, as well as this podcast itself. If you haven't subscribed yet, why are you not subscribed yet? So I would welcome you to do so if you enjoyed this type of content. This is the type of content that you will find on this channel. I talk about SEIYUU artists and their music all the time. Basically, that's the whole premise of this podcast. If you are on the podcast listening platform, don't forget to follow the podcast and leaving a review. It's fairly simple to do, takes 1 minute, and you are bringing more attention to this podcast, which is welcomed. So thank you so much for listening or watching this episode, and I'll see you guys in the next one.